Okay guys, back out here. Not much is going to happen today, but we will discuss a couple of things and why things aren't happening today. Okay, I had ordered a set of hinges, and there they are. Springs off. It came with the springs. Hinges are very tight, very nice. I actually took the springs today and I wire wheel springs, and then after I wire wheel them, then I'll hit them with some sandpaper. I don't like the glass bead or sandblast them because the heat does affect the spring. Okay, so the spring's cleaned right up today. So we have a choice now of this. Okay, when I looked at this hinge, I saw a little tweak in it right there. Okay, so I contacted the guy I bought it from. This one's perfectly straight. And he said no problem. He'd send me another hinge, which he did, which came fine. This hinge did not come with a spring. He told me it wasn't going to, so I don't know if he needed it. It didn't really matter. I can't complain about that because when you add up the shipping of the 2 boxes, that's more than I pay for these springs with the shipping. So the guy is definitely a man of his word. So it's a very good chance we can use this one. But now that allows me to experiment on that one. How's that sound? Is that a better way of wording it? But it doesn't really matter which one I use. The hinges are identical. Okay, and these hinges are 1,000 times better than the ones that were on here. Which brings up a question. Why were the hinges so shot on the Concord to begin with? Why was there so much play in them? Because, like I said to you guys before, it was definitely a low-mile car. That's the truth. Like I said, I have the documentation. The last time I heard someone say that was at the last swap meet. Someone laughed in his face. He's like, what documentation could you prove? Well, some cars come with full written documentation. This one did, and so did my 68 American. Of everything that's ever been done, where it was done, and dates, and it's not added in later. You could see it's the real stuff. But it's just weird. What year and whatever did this come from? I'm not sure, but I will say one thing. Now bear in mind that's other one is sanded. I would say that lands to be about the same color. So that hood over there is a 78. I don't think it was a 77. Gremlin hood, slash AMX hood, slash I think later on it went on to the Eagles, I think, with that bulge in it. But the way you tell the difference is there's no molding on it. So that puts it back towards the Gremlin slash AMX. They had no molding. Everything, like I said, was countersunk in. You actually saw inside here. So besides that, these right here are definitely 77. I was told that. But all the hinges are the same from 70 to when they made the last Eagle, which I'm not sure when that is. 88? I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't follow it enough to know. I should know, but I don't know. So with that said, we have hinges. So we can go forward with that. Junior actually brought the hinges to school the other day to sandblast them, glass bead them, whatever you want to call it. They were out of sand. So I'm going to hold these for a week. First I'm going to see if anything I spray and it takes off the paint like it seems to when I went to clean the bottom of that hood. Before I cut the hole for the hood scoop, I went to clean it to mark it. And when I wiped it with carburetor cleaning, it went right to bare metal. So if that's the case on any of these, then we're golden. I'll just bring them to work and spray them, wrap a rag around them and leave them there for a little while and clean the stuff off and then prep them from there. If not, I'll send them there to school next week with a bag of sand. Let them have fun on them. So run out of things for him to take there and strip. Okay, with that said, we got the hinges conquered. And by the way, all the hinges you see here were 19 bucks. So it was definitely not a killer, especially to find ones as tight as these. Okay, now we're back to the car. The guy I bought this fender from, who obviously did not treat me wrong, okay, because the fender was exactly as he described it. You know, I knew about the dings in it and stuff like that. Who actually gave me a very good deal on that fender. I think I mentioned it before. That fender was $60, and how could you go wrong? That's like buying an NOS fender for $60. And for AMC's, it's hard to get parts no matter what car it is. Okay, I contacted him to see if he had front doors, or pretty much this door, just to see before I dove in. I'm not afraid to dive in, just before I dove in. And the bottom line is, he has a pair of left side doors. Okay, mint doors with no rot in them. Okay, and he will sell the shell of the door, meaning it's gonna have no handle, no glass, no window regulator, and no latch in it. So it's the shell. It's what I need. Okay, and you transfer everything over, and he wants $50 for it, plus shipping, of course. And I said to Junior, I said, that's like a no-brainer. I said, I'm not worried about the rot. I said, but the combination of rot and then working on this dent, I says, on the left side, it's definitely just easier. And I contacted the guy today, and I told him I'll take it. So he's going to get back to me on the price, and I'm going to get it the same way I got that one through Greyhound, which was definitely realistic, and it was here within hours. You can't beat that. Just picking it up is a pain in the ass, that I will admit. But this time I'll let it lay there till I can run and get it. I'm not going to send Junior to go get it. So that's the way we're going to go. I got some responses on, I didn't check the video, but I got some responses on Facebook about the tool to take the molding off. I looked up a tool, and it's pretty much the same tool that everybody uses. It's has like a hook to one way and a hook to the other way, I guess, depending on which way you're facing. And it just goes in there and it just pulls a little tang over. You slide it sideways, it pulls a little tang, and you take the molding off. I'm sure I could do that with a plastic tool to hold this out. Okay, I just go in there with a pick. As I can tell you right now, the closest clip is right there. And right there. It feels a little snug there, so there's probably another clip there. And whatever. But I will invest $8 to $15, depending on where you buy it, for the tool. But first I'm going to go to the auto parts store and see if they sell it. Because I remember seeing that tool on like those help shelves, help bins. So if that's the case, I'll spend a couple of dollars more just to have it in my hand and just get going on it. Junior's itching. I'm holding Junior back right now. He wants to work on this. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to pop the two doors off and let Junior finish the B pillar, fully machined down, and then the jams will tape off the door openings, and the jams I'll let them go in there, and I'll let them do it by hand. Okay, and then finally get this rocket done. And with that, I'm sure the door will be here by then, sometime between Christmas and New Year's. Okay, depending on how long this first process takes. And I told them last time, I don't know if you guys know anybody that's ever shipped through Greyhound, they have two different fees. They have a fee where you could pay a couple of dollars more, and the next bus that leaves that depot, it's on there, period. Or you could pay a couple of dollars less, and then when a bus is available to take it, it leaves. So it might take a day or 2 days longer. This fender was shipped on the next bus. Okay, I told the guy this time, I said, don't bother. I said, save me the couple of dollars. I said, I don't care if it takes a couple of days to get here. It does not matter to me. So, with that, that'll give him time to prep these jams. We'll get this molding off, and we'll get the, whatchamacallit off, the luggage rack. And I'd like to get the car prepped right to this body line, at least. Let him come in and sand this all down. How much further past this body line are we going to strip? Probably not much. So, but that'll take care of this section that you see, and the section that wraps around that he's partly into anyway. See, this is tape. He's been picking at it. This isn't the painted stuff that was on the side. You know, this is after the car was in the accident, and they painted whatever they painted. They just ran a pinstripe, or just pinstripe beside the car. It's supposed to be taped just like this. The rest of this is all the original paint, including the other side of the car. So, with that, I haven't looked to see if I have any answers on this yet either. I had to take this off because I really don't have a clue. So I'm assuming it hooks around the top, it goes around the bottom, and it'd be the opposite way to get it off, but I really don't know. So, well, with that, guys, I don't know. Just got to make sure that Junior knows not to go to town the insides of these whatchamacallit, in the jams and all this stuff. It just needs to be sanded down. Whatever it is, it is. I'll show them. We got to take the tag off. This door is paint on. We're going to take this tag off. And the way I do these tags, I don't know if you guys have ever taken these tags off. I have one here that was done wrong, and I still hold it. Yeah, that tag was done wrong. What happens is these tags are made of aluminum. Okay, if you go to drill the rivet, the bit will catch the rivet, and then that little rosette rivet will just saw right through it. Okay, the way I did it on the black wagon was I went in on the inside of the door and the back side of this with the little roll-lock wheel, and I just trimmed off all the rivets, popped the rivets off, then took the plate out the front. So that way you can put the plate back on the car. I mean, the plate doesn't have the VIN number on there, but the plate should be on there. As for the rest of the decals, I don't really care about the decals. I don't care about where the car was made and stuff like that. I don't really think it's that important that we save all that stuff. So that gives us a chance to clean up the latches and all the good things like that. This piece does have the VIN number on it. This piece is starting to say void as it's shrinking right there. That's talking about the catalytic converter. Conforms to US EPA for 1978. And wow, I never saw this on here. Okay, it's acceleration and passing. It says stopping distance. It says 0.5 on the left and 40 on the right. And I don't know if tire reserve load is the bottom at 22. I'm not really sure what all those numbers mean, guys. I'm sure someone will tell me. So, acceleration and passing is non-existent in this car. That I can tell you. So the 40 must stand for 40 days.